So, hi everyone, good evening. We have with us Dr. Nidhi Nigam. So, Dr. Nidhi has over a decade of experience as a clinical nutritionist and a health coach, becoming a powerhouse of wellness and wisdom. Now, I would, give the, stage to Dr. Nidhi so she can introduce herself and start the session.
Hi guys, good evening. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Welcome to this session, everyone, and I'm really looking forward to this. Let's have a very interactive session. While I've been working with a lot of, busy professionals. So today we're specifically talking about nutrition for busy professionals, how you guys can manage your health in the limited time that you guys have. So during this session, if you have any questions, go ahead and put your questions in the chat box and we will take it up at the end of the session. Or if you think it is pertaining to the ongoing slide, go ahead and raise your hand. We will take your question then and there. Yeah. So do we start now? Are we good to go?
Yes, we can start, Nidhi.
All right. So once again, welcome to this session where we're talking about nutrition for busy professionals. So the purpose of our chat today, let's start with a purpose. And I always believe that if we have a purpose for anything that we do, the sessions or the work that we do are more meaningful. So today we're going to be talking about, or rather busting some myths on healthy lifestyle. And why do I want to do this? Because just the way we had a pandemic a couple of years back, now we have infodemic where the social media is just loaded with information on health from reliable sources and from unreliable sources. So there's a lot of confusion. So we will bust some myths and introduce what it means to follow a healthy routine for busy professionals like you. We will also identify aspects of good health and well-being and how you can really turn these around into a lifestyle habit, because once it becomes a habit, it just, becomes a part of you, and then it doesn't feel like a burden anymore. And of course, in the end, to answer your questions on a healthy lifestyle. Now, just so that you understand, if you look at the exact meaning of health, this is an action taken by a person to maintain or to attain or regain good health and to prevent illness. Health behavior reflects a person's health beliefs. So this is exactly what it means, and not really how people have started equating it to weight loss. Health is not weight loss. Health is not looking thin. Health is not always being paranoid about what you eat and what you do. It's a very, very holistic thing that we have to look at. So, so just to give you a brief background, and I'm sure almost all of you would be able to relate with this. Busy lifestyles, which we all have, often leads to insufficient time for cooking and eating healthy meals. More so, it doesn't sort of come in our priority list because now we've become an affluent economy and we have food available at the click of a button, unlike let's say during our parents' time, when they had to work to make their ends meet, number one. Number two, they had to cook. Eating out was a very rare thing, and so much food generally wasn't available. So now it doesn't become our priority. Also, our lifestyles have changed. Personal and professional commitments can leave little time for maintaining health because we're always trying to create this work-life balance. Also, now this is what we will talk about in detail. Food chosen when eating out often contains more calories, fat, and saturated fat compared to home-cooked meals and snacks. Now, whatever the name may say, it can be a calorie express, it can be a healthy eating, whatever name they give, please understand they're cooking for masses. They don't have emotions attached. For them, it is their profit, and hence, they can't afford to spend that kind of time and effort, which you would in general do at home. Also, they can't afford to have food which is not hyper palatable, because otherwise you're not going to go back to them. And hence, they have to have saturated fat, they have to have high calories, and also because they don't have time, right? So please remember this next time when you're eating out and ordering in, thinking that I'm ordering in from a healthy joint. No joint per se is healthy. Not sure how many of you have read this news. FSSAI is under a lot of pressure to, check the standards. And when they put a raid at few places, our very own Rameshwaram, which is a rage right now, had expired dal, had expired curd in their kitchen stores. There was another eating outlet, I don't recall the name, which there was a cockroach infested area in the cooking space. And then KFC and another food joint, again, I can't recall the name, where they were reusing the oil, or rather reheating the oil beyond the permissible limit. So these are the known names where we think, oh, quality cannot be an issue. So please remember this, all right? And then what leads us to not eat healthy or do home cooked meals is because there's a common misconception that eating healthy is harder than it actually is. Yeah, but what we need to remember is, for professionals, self-care is crucial, because you guys work long hours, you guys work late into nights. So to be able to maintain optimal mental and physical well-being, it is important that you take care of yourself, which happens in a very holistic way, which we will talk about in our further slides. Taking care of one's body is essential for being able to effectively support others. I am sure all of you understand this. Healthy eating is easy and requires only a small amount of thought and planning, and we will talk about how can this be executed. Now, while we talk about a lot of, lifestyle, lifestyle, what is the difference between, while lifestyle lists out what you do in your day-to-day routine, healthy lifestyle, physical activity, sleep management, stress management, smoking, alcohol consumption, and other behaviors. So remember these keywords, starting with your diet till alcohol consumption. All these comprises of your lifestyle. And please understand, a lifestyle is a lifestyle irrespective of the weekend. What I see with busy professionals is that Friday, somehow we're saying today we're going to be focusing on nutrition in our. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
I think there was a connection.
Yes.
Problem. About and out the whole talking about nutrition today. Yeah, and now I have interesting for you guys. And be able to go back to the chat, so you'll have to self-correct yourself if at all you're wrong. So my question is, do potatoes count in vegetable servings and why? Would like to answer? Anybody? Do we see any answers? Riddhi, can you check?
Nidhi, can you ask again? Because I believe your connection was, dropping your. Can you ask again?
Okay, it's showing up on the screen. Do potatoes count in vegetable servings?
You all can answer in the chat box. The question
Riddhi,
is
is
on
the
the
screen
screen.
available?
The screen is available, but your voice is breaking.
Okay. Just to save actually. Guys, I'm extremely okay. I've changed the network. I hope we will not have an issue now. All right. So we were talking about potatoes. Yes. So potatoes don't count as a vegetable. When people say they had roti and aloo ka sabzi, so I tell them, no, you did not have sabzi. You only had roti and other carbohydrate, because potato is a carbohydrate. The next question, would eating 4 apples mean each could be counted as a portion of fruit and vegetable? So while we say you should have fruits every day, if you were to eat 4 apples, would it mean that you've eaten 4 servings of fruit? Yes, anybody? So here's the answer. The whole fruit contains all the natural fibers. So yes, it would count. However, what we advocate is try and eat different fruits, seasonal fruits, So throughout the week, if we have 7 days, at least try and have 5 varieties of fruits in a week. The next question is, would drinking 5 glasses of fruit juice mean I will have met the 5 a day target? I would definitely want someone to answer this question for me. Do I see any answer? Somebody says it's high in calorie. It contains sugar. Having fruit juice without sugar. Okay, yeah, Nishant, you correct. High in sugar, yes. Low fiber is also correct. Having fruit juice without sugar would be good. Okay, so fruit juice or fruit also have a natural sugar called fructose. So it does not really matter whether you add sugar or you don't. The moment you start juicing a fruit, the sugar content of that goes high, and it's as high as a can of Coke. The only thing is, it's a different sugar, fructose versus glucose, and thereby we do not count it as a serving of fruit, right? Okay, now things for you guys to really relate to for Friday, Saturday, and sometimes even Sundays. Sleeping after binge watching TV and Netflix, eating on the go, which pretty much I see happening almost on daily basis for a lot of people. Ordering food on regular basis. Now I also see people using Swiggy, Zomato, and stuff like those in their offices. Because I have a long meeting and I don't have the time, I order my dinner as well. Physical activity, especially for busy professionals. There are people who would work out, let's say 50 to 60 minutes, but for the remaining 23 hours, they are like a couch potato, just stationed at their desk, for their long calls, for their meetings, and barely moving around. Work from home has also caused another convenience where they also eat at their desk. They don't even have to walk till the cafeteria. Hydration levels are a big concern because people tend to forget to drink water. People tend to also forget to blink their eyes, which dehydrates your eyes, right? So hydration for your eyes, because you're always looking at the computer, is very important. So always remember to blink your eyes, because that causes the tear production. And always remember to drink water. So you can probably place a water bottle next to your desk so that you would remember to drink water, because it's extremely important. Now, why should you focus on nutrition? You should be focusing on nutrition because your body needs 46 essential nutrients daily. This is on daily basis for growth, development, recovery, and overall body functions. So obviously, when it comes to growth and development, this is more in terms of children, but for middle-aged people or for young adults who've started working, it's more of recovery, because you're physically fatigued, you're mentally fatigued. So recovery becomes very, very important. And a nutritionally balanced diet provides these nutrients, which includes your multivitamins, your protein, and minerals to maintain optimal health. Now, what can you do to have healthy meals? Number one, you should spend some time, right? So over the weekend, of course, you can have your fun activities. Of course, you can go out, but take out about an hour. And, people who have families, let's say, your spouse and your children, I always encourage people to sit together for about 45 to 60 minutes and plan your weekly menu, saying Monday I'm going to cook this, or Tuesday the menu is going to be this, Wednesday. So your mental work is over, because sometimes, or rather most of the times, cooking is not that difficult, but what is more difficult is what to cook. So if you sort it there, then you know what to cook, you can plan accordingly and, get going. The other thing is pre-cook and freeze meals. I would want everyone to understand there is a lot of myth going around. You can't pre-cook your meals. You can't freeze your meals. You can't use refrigerated food. This becomes toxic. That happens. Nothing of that happens, because if this was happening, I think people in the US wouldn't have been allowed, or rather people in the West. So please understand, refrigerators, freezers are made for our convenience. They make sure that there is no bacterial growth, in the food, and thereby it is safe to cook. You can cook large quantities. So for people who do not have time, where both the partners are working, you can pre-cook large meals and then freeze them and take out as much as you need, and then do a tadka or a seasoning as per your requirement, and that saves a lot of time. There are families who cook, let's say, about just 3 times a week and run the whole week. And trust me, it's far, far healthier than ordering out. So please start planning like that. The other thing is avoid keeping junk food in the house. Now, imagine a situation where you are, drafting a mail, or you're in a meeting, which is a stressful meeting. When you are stressed, there is a reaction that's happening in the brain, and you do want something to comfort you at that point of time. And food does comfort you, especially the simple carbs, the fried, the sweet stuff always comfort you. And that's when you reach out to this junk food. Now, if that junk food is not available in the house, you're not going to go leave the meeting and buy that. So you would manage without it. Remember, out of sight is out of mind. So stop keeping junk snacks. I am not saying don't snack. We will talk about healthy snacks. So stop buying those packet of chips, cookies, biscuits, those Cheetos or whatever kind of those, and especially the drinks. You don't even realize the amount of calories you consume with those. So stop keeping those drinks, stop keeping those packaged snacks. We will talk about healthy snacks that you can make at home or buy from outside. Choose healthy snacks. Like I said, we will talk about healthy snacks. Save time with pre-chopped ingredients. Now, there are two options, okay, where you can either chop your vegetables the previous night or hire a help who does this for you. Or there are good stores, let's say to name one, maybe Big Basket, who has pre-chopped vegetables. Use those things so that it becomes that much more convenient for you to make your meals. Now, the most important thing that I keep talking about is don't skip breakfast. Now, morning is madness where you have to do your chores, you have to get ready, leave for work. Traffic is crazy across the cities. So people just skip a breakfast and then they enter office with a cup of coffee, which is something which will not let you focus, which will make you fatigued by the end of the day. And you will end up binge eating in your next meal, which is lunch. When that happens, you will get into a slump post lunch where you will feel drowsy, you will not be able to focus, you would like to have a nap right after your lunch. So avoid skipping your breakfast. Also, another thing that I forgot to mention, when you skip your breakfast, your sugar levels are all over the place, making you crazy. So don't skip breakfast. Embrace one pot meals. Who's asking you to have a 4 course meal, at least from Monday to Friday when it's a crazy work schedule? One pot meals are your best friends. Don't require too much of time, don't require too much of preparation times, and it's just ready for you to eat, which is nutritionally balanced. Again, in our next slides, we will talk about that. Opt for simple recipes. You don't have to go for elaborate meals again. You don't have to look up YouTubes and stuff like that. Just check with your mothers or grandmoms who've been cooking. They will give you quick recipes. YouTube or the other sources on social media have to look their food appealing, and thereby they have a lot of frills around it. I always advise my client, go back to your mothers or your grandmothers who will give you the quickest way to cook food without too much of nonsense around it. Use a meal calendar for planning, comes very, very handy. We also call it cyclic menus. So for example, if you're somebody who's not very, very finicky about, I want, different foods all 30 days, maybe you can have a 10-day cyclic menu
Nidhi, can you hear us? Your video has stopped. Oh, she has. There might be a network issue. She will join again. Nidhi will join in a minute. Okay, she had some network issues. Please have a little patience.
Guys, accept my sincere apology for this glitch today. My network has been acting up. I'm really sorry about this. All right. So we were talking about using a meal calendar, right? So let's say, you could plan for 10 days, day 1 to day 10, and then repeat the menu or just bring about some changes. So cyclic menu is something that really comes handy for busy professionals. Now, somebody had also put it in the chat box saying, can you please share some quick and healthy meal options? So here you are. For your breakfast, if you eat eggs, life is simple, guys. Trust me, if you can do it 4 times a week, 5 times a week, it barely takes any time. So eggs made in your own choice. I personally advise all my clients to add vegetables to it. But if you're hard pressed for time, on few days you could just have a boiled egg or a poached egg. On good days, you could have an omelette with a lot of vegetables. Soaked oats, which does not need any cooking at all. You soak it the previous night and it's good to go the next morning. This is one breakfast which you can also have it on the go. You could make oats porridge or the broken wheat porridge. Again, it's just a matter of 5 minutes and your breakfast is ready. Dal pancakes like dal chilas, you could do the batter over the weekend, which then lasts you for 3 to 4 days. So that's a good bet as well. Vegetable sandwich or paneer sandwich. Now, a quick pro tip, always have some filling ready in your fridge. So you could have a paneer sandwich, you can have a rajma sandwich, potato sandwich. If you have fillings ready in your fridge, you could just have breakfast on, with ready within 5 to 7 minutes. You could do a leftover roti rolls. Sometimes you could make extra rotis the previous night, roll up with some eggs or some vegetables and have it, in the morning. Always make sure that there is protein and good fat in your breakfast so that your concentration is good, your focus is good, your energy levels are good, your satiety levels are good, and you're not binge eating, you're not snacking, you're not being mindless about eating food. For your lunch, you could do high protein salads. They're very easy. If you eat meat, then it's just the sauteed meat clubbed with veggies, some sort of seeds in it, can be pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, and a dressing of your choice. If not, boil some chickpeas, brown chana, cowpea, kidney beans, anything, pressure cook them, keep them ready in your fridge, add vegetables, add a, dressing of your choice, and you're good to go. Stuffed parathas. Now, there are few people who don't have time in the morning. So I tell them to half cook their parathas the previous night. Once that is done, then all you need to do is spend another 2 minutes, just roast it and pack it and go. If you're working from home, then khichdi is your best friend because it's nutritionally balanced, takes about 10 minutes from scratch to serve. So you could just get this ready, or maybe just make a palak dal or a methi dal so that you get some leafy vegetables as well along with it, and have that with some rice and salad. So these are some quick lunch ideas. For your dinners, you can do various dal dosas or dal chilas, and fill paneer in that. Roti with paneer bhurji or flesh foods like, chicken or fish. Make sure that you do a mix of fish when it comes to fish. So do a oil fish, non-oil fish, so that you get all kind of nutrients from there. Stir fried vegetables, again, gets ready very, very quickly and is nutritionally powerhouse is what I call it. For your snacks, like when I was talking about not to buy those packed snacks, you can have nuts at home. You don't need to buy salted nuts, roasted nuts, just the raw nuts, because the moment it says roasted and salted, it is triple in calories. So just the normal nuts. Always remember, nuts are very, very calorie dense. So just to give you an idea, 100 grams of almonds is about 579 calories. 100 grams of peanuts is about 567 calories. 100 grams of walnuts is about 590 calories. So these are the calorie counts, and they're addictive. They're very crunchy. They're very tasty. So you need to make sure that you're not going more than handful, and it should be a mix of nuts. You can have seeds like pumpkin seeds, chia seeds, flax seeds, sunflower seeds. So these seeds are a very good source of omega-3, a very good source of, your minerals like zinc and selenium. So they're extremely good for your health as well, and gives you that crunch and satisfaction. Fruits are your best friend. So, any seasonal fruit gives you a satisfaction from sweet craving as well. So And even banana is good. Please don't believe that banana isn't good or banana is going to cause weight gain. Banana is good as well when you are stressed or when you have a headache. When you have a migraine or a stress-induced headache, just go ahead and have a banana and you will feel amazing within 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Sprouts can be a very good snack. You can either saute it, steam it, have it raw, whichever way you like it. Buttermilk. You can also make bhel puri at home or keep some puffed rice, masala puffed rice or makhanas. These are good options for your snacking. Nourish yourself. Very, very important, guys. Nourishing, always remember, isn't restricted to healthy eating. A healthy mind and healthy body is the key to optimum health. Now, what does that translate into? This translates into your exercise, which you should do at least about 5 times a week. You necessarily don't have to enroll in a gym if you don't have time. You can go for walking. You could just close the room and dance to your heart's content. You could swim, you could jog, you could run, you could cycle, you could do yoga, whatever works with you, do that. Another thing that I always want all my clients to do is to spend about 5 to 7 minutes and focus on your breathing. Now, meditation becomes this big thing which, you have to plan and stuff. So, and in our busy schedule, most of the people don't do this. All I want you to do, and experience this, you will see remarkable improvement. Just sit down with your spine erected for 5 minutes. Put your finger under your nose and just focus on your breath. Every time you exhale, you should feel the air. When you focus here, you're able to focus on your breath. You are able to calm down, and you're able to take long breaths because we are so sort of on the run all the time, because we're so stressed all the time that we don't focus on our breath, and our breath is very shallow. The moment our breath is shallow, it will make us more restless. So just 5 minutes, do this exercise on daily basis. You will see an amazing improvement. The next thing is your sleep. Sleep is very important. You have to make sure that you're sleeping 6 to 7 hours and try to sleep in sane hours. If you have to watch TV, I would suggest till about 10 o'clock, and beyond that, you should not be watching TV, because if you do so, the blue light stops the production of melatonin, which is your sleep hormone, and that inhibits your sleep. Even on the weekend, because your hormones, your circadian rhythm, your body does not understand whether it is a weekend or a weekday. The next is water. Again, very important. Put alarms if you must. Place bottles near your desk. Carry infused water. Have more of buttermilk. So it is a handful of lifestyle, which is your diet, which is your stress, which is your workout, which is your sleep and hydration. If these 5 things are under control, you will be a healthier being. Trust me on this one, guys. So here is this. Think of your body as a car. You wouldn't fuel your petrol car with diesel on purpose. So please fill your body or nourish your body with the right thing. Allow it to recover in the form of good sleep. Allow it to thrive and rejuvenate with good food, good hydration, good stress management, and workout. Next thing is watch your weight. When we have Swiggy, Zomato on our phones downloaded, weight is the first thing that gets impacted. Now, the most basic way to measure your health is a constant weight gain or weight loss, which is a clear sign. So you would gain weight if you're eating too much junk, if you're eating uh, too much healthy, but again, very high on calories. So this is the basic way to check your weight. Check your weight on weekly basis. If it's going beyond, let's say, 2 kgs a month, or even 1 kg on an average per month, you would end up putting on about 12 kgs, 10 to 12 kgs in a year, which is very, very alarming. So keep a track there. If you're putting on too much weight and you think you're still feeling, eating healthy, doing other things, then it'll be wise for you to do a blood work to see what's going on wrong in your body, because sometimes there can be a hormonal imbalance, there can be some underlying condition where you're putting on weight. So always stay on top of your health before you land into a trouble where you're rushing to doctors. So here we are. I hope this session's highlighted the importance of nutrition and a healthy lifestyle, helping you identify health behaviors to incorporate into your daily routine. Just go ahead and read this. Eat sensibly, choosing a variety of foods in the right proportion. So don't try and avoid any particular nutrient. Carbs is not your enemy. Fat is not your enemy. Protein is not God. So you need everything in the right proportions. Stay active and move often. Like I said, 1 hour of workout and 23 hours of sedentary lifestyle is not going to help. So 1 hour of workout and staying physically active through the day is going to really help you. Drink alcohol in moderation. Why I'm saying this is because the answer that I get from people when I say no amount of alcohol is safe for human consumption is that we're social drinkers. We can't have our client meetings without that. So you need to be a responsible citizen. You need to be a responsible human being and control your alcohol consumption. No more than 60 ml of hard liquor in a day, and no more than 2 times a week. That is the maximum limit that you should go to. If you smoke, make an effort to quit. There is absolutely nothing at all which is good about smoking. So please quit smoking. This is a health hazard. If you want to stay connected with me, these are my social media handles. We can stay connected. You can ask your questions. Anything else? Any questions? Please, time for you guys to ask questions now. Riddhi, can somebody check if there are questions? I am also trying to check. Sorry, the deck is not accessible. Can we eat eggs in summer? Of course, yes, you can eat eggs in summer. There is absolutely no issues with eating eggs. However, you need to understand and have that in moderation. I've seen people eating 6 eggs and 10 eggs because somebody's told them protein is very important. You need to understand that one human body cannot process more than 20 grams of protein per meal. So if you're overloading, that protein is not going to be able to do its own job. So I always advise 2 whole eggs if you do not have any other medical conditions like a dyslipidemia, which is high cholesterol or high triglycerides. 2 whole eggs 4 to 5 times a week are totally fine. If you have any condition, then it's always advisable to check with a healthcare professional or a nutritionist. Are there any other question and answer? I'm sorry, because I had logged out. I can't see the previous questions. Somebody will have to help me with that. Do we need to eat egg white only or whole egg? Well, you can have whole egg because actually the more nutrition is in the yolk. But if you have any underlying condition, then it's always good to discuss with a healthcare professional. Glycemic index of oats is high is what I heard. Is that true or myth? Glycemic index of oats is not high, it's moderate. Don't worry too much about glycemic index, okay? So glycemic index is an old concept. What really works is glycemic load. So for example, if you eat too much of something which is also very healthy, let's say you eat 5 apples, like how we put it in the quiz, that will also increase the glycemic load of the body. So focus on eating in moderation, which is a good thing, because if you think, okay, this thing has a low glycemic index and thereby I can eat more, it will increase the glycemic load. Glycemic index is nothing but a number that's been given to all the food items, which says, okay, this is how quickly it releases the blood sugar. Whereas glycemic load is the amount of blood sugar which is getting released in your body. So focus on glycemic load. Can you elaborate on tea, coffee? Like how many cups are healthier in a day? No more than two. Okay. Or on a really bad day, 3 cups of tea or a coffee. What happens is when you're taking too much of tea or coffee, especially people who think, okay, I'm stressed, I need a smoke or I need a chai or a coffee, it just borrows your energy. It is not producing any energy. Okay. It is borrowing your energy. So you go high and then you come crashing low. So 2 cups of masala chai, 2 cups of your normal chai, black chai, gray, red, oolong, whatever, okay, or 2 cups of coffee are safe for consumption. What's that? Can we have milk tea in the morning? Very bad idea. Thank you for asking this question. Milk tea, coffee, anything with the breakfast, even black tea for that matter, is a very bad idea because inhibits the iron absorption as much as by 30% of your meal. So, let's say if you're eating something iron rich, let's say a rajma cutlet, or what would you have, which is, let's say if you're having an apple, you're just spoiling the iron, the body will not be able to store it. Always maintain a gap of half an hour, pre half an hour or post half hour of your meal, your tea or coffee is fine. I've read that fasting improves gut bacteria. How? As a vegetarian who hadn't fasted before, what kind of a fast is recommended for me? No, fasting does not improve gut bacteria. That's a myth. I don't know where you've heard this. Gut bacteria has nothing to do with fasting or eating. You're a vegetarian and you've not fasted. See, fasting is very simple. You don't eat, whether you're a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian. But what is the reason for you to fast? Unnecessarily don't fast. Now, there is a lot of this thing going about IF. I always tell people it has to be sustainable. Don't do something which is not sustainable because it is going to backfire in the longer run. So do things that are sustainable. Any suggestions on daily health meal options for vegans? Now, vegans tend to have a lot of deficiencies because of the limitations that they have. Soy is a good option. Pulses are a good option. Good combination of cereals. So, we just had the new ICMR guidelines that were released about 3 weeks back. So 3 portions of cereal versus and 1 portion of pulses are the is a good ratio for vegans to absolutely focus on, because your protein is very, very restricted. Focus on soy products like tofu, soy nuggets, soy flour. Look at quinoa as a replacement for your wheat, because it's very rich source of protein, but when you compare it to a wheat or a ragi or a rice, the quality of protein and the quantity of protein is relatively high. Yeah. Does tea actually make your brain more focused? How? These are all myth. These are all psychological belief that we've had over a period of time that, sar mein dard hai to chai pee lo. It has absolutely no connection. Okay. I've personally tried it. When you take a chai, you get some sort of psychological relief because you've had that belief over generation that, sar mein dard hai to chai pee lo. You would rather have a tulsi adrak concoction, which will give you a better relief than having a chai. It doesn't make you more focused. Yes, it makes you more alert, and thereby you may be able to focus more. So it just stimulates you, and thereby you're more alert. How good is cornflakes for daily breakfast? Very bad. So if you look at corn, you can't even imagine of chewing a raw corn. Your teeth will curse you for this. Whereas cornflake is like like a snack. People actually make savories with it. People actually make namkeen with it. So that is the amount of processing it has undergone. So I do not advocate any of cornflakes, muesli, cereals for breakfast. Have freshly made breakfast. Rolled oats are a good option because they're high in fiber. Cornflakes is no go with me. Fried or roasted one in oven is recommended. What is fried or roasted? When the cornflakes, fried cornflakes is a overkill. What is the healthiest sleeping pattern? Like one should wake up at what time in the morning? See, the best time to sleep, your body starts to release melatonin hormone post sunset. Okay. And that's how early men lived. And that's how you see the birds going back to their nest post sunset. So sundown, your body starts releasing melatonin. The best time to hit bed is between 10 to 10:30 so that you are in deep slumber by 11. Your deepest hour of sleep as per circadian rhythm is 10 to 2. And that's the best time for your body to undergo repair and rejuvenation. So target to get to bed by 10:30, wake up by 6. And that's a very good window to sleep. If you actually get to bed by 10, you can be up by 5 without any alarm as well. This will take time for your body to get used to it, but if you can implement it, nothing like it. Milk is good to have night or morning, anytime that you like it, anytime. If you're not allergic to milk, if you are struggling with sleep issues, have a warm cup of milk and you'll sleep like a baby. As you said, potato is not a vegetable and just adds carbohydrate, then should be. You don't have to avoid eating potatoes. In fact, yesterday, my interview came in Times of India where I very clearly said avoiding potato is not a solution, but how you have it is the thing, right? So don't mix it with another carb. Don't call it roti and aloo ka sabzi as a meal. You can have mashed potato. You can have boiled potato. You can have potato and paneer cutlet. So club it with a protein. Okay, don't have aloo ka sabzi and roti or aloo ka paratha or aloo ka sandwich. That becomes a problem. And make sure that you're maintaining your serving size. If we diet 2 days in a week, is it good for health? How do you define 2 days of diet? There is no diet, okay? It has to be a lifestyle. If it is a diet, it is not sustainable. It is going to backfire. Remember this. Diet Coke, absolutely a big no, okay? Now, this has artificial sweeteners, which sort of activates the signals and, circuits in the brain, where then it asks you for more sugar. Please don't go for Diet Coke. Agar Coke peena hai, to once in a month, have about 100 ml. Diet Coke is just a marketing gimmick. What quantity of milk is good to, okay, this is a very specific question. I may not be able to answer it here because I'll have to look at other things. If you would like to connect with me, I've shared my social media handles, or you can reach out to Riddhi. And since you would be connecting with us through this webinar, you would get a special discount of 10% on the consultation as well. It's been told by many health cautious people that having milk in night before sleep increases the weight. The only thing that increases your weight is eating fried, eating junk, and eating beyond your calorie allowance. If your resting metabolic rate is of 1200, then you eat 1400 calories. Definitely, you're going to, gain weight. But if that milk is happening within 1200 calories, you will not gain weight. Please understand, weight gain or weight loss at the most basic core. Of course, there are a lot of other things, but for you to understand is very simple: calorie in, calorie out. Cheese cubes as snack. Go for hard cheese like feta cheese. What natural ways to use to repair your muscle faster if you go to gym? Have sattu shake, sleep well, add more protein to your diet. Also, is it recommended to take whey protein along with your gym? Depending on how your protein intake is. While having milk in night, if we add coffee, no, please don't add coffee. You'll be spoiling the nutrition of milk. Mm. 1 second, guys. Is paneer good and its consumption gains weight? Paneer is definitely good. Try to get low-fat paneer or make paneer at home. Is paneer good to eat on alternate days? You can even have paneer on daily basis. Just try and get low-fat paneer or make paneer at home. No worries, Ayan. I'm glad I could answer your questions. My pleasure. I think we're done with the questions, and it was really interesting to answer all the questions. Riddhi, last note from you?
Yeah, those were very good questions actually. Those answered a lot of my questions as well,
Great.
which we had. My video is not there, sorry for that. But yeah, thank you everyone for your great questions, and thank you Nidhi for answering those questions so beautifully. And I hope everyone got their answers, questions covered. And if you want to, revisit this video, you can see this on our YouTube channel. And also you can contact Nidhi on her handles as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Nidhi. We'll
Thank
take
you
leave
very
and close
much.
this session now. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
everyone.